Well, here we are again. This year we're at the Jackson County Blue Springs Lake campsite. This is one of the prettiest campsites that you're going to find in the, I believe, in all of Jackson County. It's beautiful, it's hilly, it's rustic, it's gated, and pretty much everything you'd want out here. Never any trouble. Good place for a campsite for a family to start. I come here every year for the first time I go out just to set up my gear and make sure the tent doesn't leak, doesn't need sprayed down again, or I still have all my equipment, and just to get ready for the summer, because once we start I don't want to have to go run back into town and pick up something that I didn't remember I broke last year. This particular campsite I come to every year, and the reason I do, it's on a bit of a hill. I'm going to show you here again as we look around, but you'll see on the west and on the north sides we have plenty of trees, and so that gives it shade in the summertime. It gives us a break from the wind, and it's also on a knoll. And the reason we like that being up on the knoll is because the teepee does not have a floor to speak of. In other words, it's not attached to the sides. So yes, water can get under it. However, I haven't had too much of a problem with that. But anyway, so I like to camp on a hill where I got plenty of runoff. The water doesn't come running to me. It runs away from me. That's what I like. Now, I've noticed a lot of people, when they start talking about campsites, all of a sudden they go off into bushcrafting and survival, and you know, that's not what family camping is all about. Now, a lot of people will turn on a camera and crawl under a tarp and heat up some Spam and some beans and call that bushcrafting. Well, by no means am I a bushcrafter. I travel with a lot of people, and I take a lot of gear with me. As you can see here, this is only about half the gear that I've got. I'm just now starting to get it unpacked. I thought I'd stop and have a beer and let the sun go down a little bit so it wouldn't be so hot. And then we'll get it set up, and we'll talk a little bit about what the family needs to take along, what you would like to have, do you really need it, what's essential that you have, and how to pack it. So anyway, let me turn this off and sit down for a minute and get my beer, and then we'll get that tent out and get it set up, and we'll talk a little bit about tents and what you need, what kind you need, how big you need, and all that. So we'll talk at you in just a few minutes.